Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Steckline Report. Sure glad you're around. We've got a special guest today that we're going to talk about farm prices, interest rates, and land prices. Now, that should cause a lot of interest. Stay tuned.
I first got started in the cattle business. My wife and my father-in-law got me into it. I love dealing with the animals and being in the outdoors. At American AgCredit, I know a lot of them are in the same business that I am. Therefore they understand what I need and what problems I'm against, so they can work with you on it, and it makes it much easier.
It's been passed down to me through the generations, and I want to pass it on down to the next generation or two.
For over 8 decades, America's farmers have counted on the little red tractor from Case IH, the Farmall, to help them make short work of their demanding chores. Well, Straub International can show you they aren't just for farms anymore. With horse ranging from 30 to 140, plus an army of attachments, a Farmall can tackle every chore on your to-do list, from hauling and mowing to loading and towing, and then some. Visit Straub International, your Case IH dealer at any of our 7 locations to find a Farmall that's right for you.
Our special guest today is Greg Reno, American AgCredit, and he's in charge of giving us money to go buy farm ground. Still doing that?
Still doing it, Larry, every day.
Don't get scared.
We won't. That's part of what we do, Larry, is loan money to agriculture. We have been doing it for the last almost 100 years.
Well, let's just talk about the reality of things. First of all, we have grain prices in its doldrums, and in fact, I don't think it's near the bottom yet for wheat. And we were predicting that all the way back 3-4 months ago here on our stations and also in our Ag Day projections, and it's not a surprise. Has that done anything to land prices?
We're starting to see some land prices, I wouldn't say soften, but certainly they're not increasing at the rate that they were a year ago. I think lower grain prices have definitely brought people's focus back to what can this land generate from an income standpoint.
Well, and Greg, I agree with you. I've been seeing some auctions lately. Western Kansas, for example, sold some just a week or two ago, surprisingly higher than I thought it would be with this grain market the way it is. I'm hearing that there's some foreign money involved as well. Do you hear any of that?
Larry, we haven't seen any confirming evidence that there's foreign money in it. But what we do know is land prices are influenced by the amount of cash that available buyers have to invest and what those alternative investments are. And right now, agriculture, farm real estate continues to be a very sound investment.
Your portfolio, any different this year than last year?
Larry, probably the only difference is it continues to be stronger. Our delinquencies are very minimal at this point. Asset quality near all-time highs. So this is, as good as it gets from a lender's standpoint.
Okay, I got a quarter of land that's going up for sale beside me, and I want to borrow the money from the American AgCredit. What are some of the things that you ask?
Larry, our first priority is how can you pay for this land? It's not about what it's worth or what the loan to value is, but how can your operation generate enough income to pay the debt on this land? And not only, today, but down the road. And we use long-term price projections for those, long-term cost, average, and try to make, educated guesses on what the ability of this land to pay for itself is.
Well, that's going to be interesting. Can you tell me? I'm going to tell you what the grain market's going to be when I sell my grain. And I'm paying $4,000 an acre in Kansas now. $10,000 up in that's a different. I'm going to skip corn.
Okay.
Well, let's do corn. $4 a bushel. Wheat, $5 a bushel. Beans, $8 a bushel.
Absolutely, and we have to take into account what is the net income that acre of farmland can generate, and how much debt can that service. And one of the things we do is look at how much we'd be willing to loan of the purchase price. And as prices continue to go higher, incomes continue to decline, we're loaning a smaller and smaller percentage of what the actual purchase price might be.
What is that now? Just kind of an average.
Right now, when we look at our portfolio, our average loan to value is somewhere between 50 and 55%. So that means there's half the purchase price is coming in cash.
Well, that guy probably isn't in trouble no matter what happens, so that's good news. But it's also a change in your philosophy a little, isn't it?
Absolutely. And we continue to see lenders out willing to finance 80, 90, 100% of the purchase price. Check back with me in a few years on how that works.
Oh, I'd be a little scary too. Well, listen, you still want to make some loans, though?
Absolutely. We loan money every day, Larry.
American AgCredit, that's Greg Reno. I'm Larry Steckline, and I appreciate you being with us, folks.